Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here, and I'm a half a theater geek.
I'm Monkey, and I'm a full theater geek.
And gosh darn it, Monkey, what does that make us?
Why, I believe it makes us 1.5 theater geeks. I almost said 2.
Hold on. Let me check my math on that, Monkey. Let me check my math like Mark Zuckerberg in the Social Network. That's a deep cut reference.
Harder if you can't physically see me.
Okay,
so I'm a half of a half, meaning a quarter.
Well, it's just a good thing we don't have Evan on here, because when we have Evan on here, it just becomes like the 2 theater geeks. All right, we're 1.5 theater geeks, people.
Yay!
All right. So Monkey.
Tiki.
Appropriate name for the musical I saw, even though there's technically no monkeys in the musical. But there's apes. There's lots of apes, because I saw Tarzan. Yeah.
Yay!
Okay, fresh new program, Monkey. My first Disney program. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Of course, I have there's that funny story where we were all talking about the Aladdin musical and how I was like, oh, that'd be a really neat like first Disney theatrical for me to see. And then I like go in the next room and my grandma's like, oh, I got us tickets for Tarzan. I'm like, I guess this is gonna be the first Disney theatrical I see. Okay, so Monkey, you saw this like back a few years ago, right?
Like summer 2014.
Summer 2014. Where did you see it?
It was a local production near me. This group that's sort of like kind of like teens through adult groups. I think they were like the first in the area to do Tarzan. So
cool. Yeah, I saw it at the Spreckle Theater, the Spreckles Performance Art Center in Roanoke Park.
It's like I went because I had a few friends in it.
It's a very local theater, but it's very nice. I wish I would have taken more pictures of the actual like interior of the theater, Monkey, because I know how much.
Maybe there's some on Google.
Probably, I'm sure there is. But yeah, it's a very nice theater. They actually have the orchestra up, kind of like up on top in a separate room, which is interesting.
Is this like the same as that picture you shared in our Facebook group?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
Yeah, so that was an interesting approach. Anyways, so yeah, I get there, I'm all stoked, just kind of setting the stage here, of course. And I see on either side, we've got these giant, like, glass screens, right, with the Tarzan logo. So I'm like, okay, I'm ready for this. We got the curtains, the giant curtains. And Monkey, not to brag or anything, but I had fantastic seats.
Oh, well, great. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I was in the second row, like right in the middle. It was like you couldn't have asked for a better seat.
Did anyone fly over you?
Not exactly, but I did get a lot of really cool moments, like being up close with Kala and stuff like that.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that's great when that happens.
I'll talk through that. I'll talk through all that. So, of course, Monkey, the first thing I want to talk about is my experience seeing the opening of a Disney theatrical.
Oh, yeah. This opening in particular, give me a quick sec. And almost.
It's not Circle of Life, but damn is it impressive. I said it's not Circle of Life, but damn is it impressive.
So is it kind of like I think what they did on Broadway, and like what I saw was where you have the scrim and the mother and father swimming behind it?
I don't think there wasn't a scrim. It was just a curtain. But besides that, it was kind of the mother and father washing up on the beach and encountering the gorillas. And then after they encountered the gorillas, the prologue music starts up. You hear the drums, and then suddenly the curtain opens up, and it's just this like huge, like vast set. Like this this giant, like it was a very layered set, right? Like you have the treehouse is kind of like this fixture, and the treehouse must have been a good like 30-40 feet up from the bottom of the stage, right? Like this thing was like a landmark, and let's see. You had a bunch of cliffs kind of leading up to the treehouse. You had bridges, of course, a lot of vines, a lot of trees, a lot of like green decor, going all over. Very, very elaborate, very, very kind of stylized, almost kind of gave off not necessarily a Mary Blair vibe, but something kind of close to that. And from that moment, Monkey, when those curtains parted and I saw that jungle, I was like, whoa, okay, so this is what a Disney theatrical is.
The wonders of live theater. And this is like just a regional or a local Disney theatrical.
Yeah, man. I mean...
So, I'd just like to clarify, so like this stuff with the parents, so like this all played out in front of the curtain?
Yes, in front of the curtain. Yes, it's...
Okay.
And the stage, like in front of the curtain, was basically meant to be the beach of the island.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, they, like you see the shipwreck happen kind of like on the two screens.
Oh, okay.
And then you see the parents kind of wash up on shore, and they encounter the gorillas, and then they kind of embrace each other, hold hands, like look out towards the jungle, right? And then that's when
must believe in.
Exactly, and then that's when the curtain rises, and it's just, oh God, Monkey, it was a wow moment. It was a total freaking wow moment for me.
Nice.
Yeah, I was just like, wow, what?
So I know, like, when I saw it, so I think the version I saw tried to channel what Broadway did, where it's like the curtain looked like a map of Africa or something.
Okay, yeah, it was nothing like that here.
Yeah.
It was
and then you'd have
curtain.
dramatic music, and lights came up behind the curtain, scrimping, and you saw the parents who were like on wires, so it's like they were underwater.
Oh, well, yeah, it was nothing like that.
Yeah,
here.
and then lights up on them, and you see them on the beach. But yeah,
I mean, it sounds like what I saw was a little bit streamlined from the Broadway show, but that's fine. That's expected to be. It's still got a wow moment, Monkey.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, I don't want to take that away from you.
Of course.
I don't want to.
Yeah. God. I mean, I was just like. And then, of course, all the apes come out, and the costumes and the blocking and everything. Oh, yeah, Monkey. I mean, this show might be basically a Diet Coke version of The Lion King, but you know what? It's a fucking great Diet Coke version of The Lion King.
All right.
Because I totally acknowledge, I am sure this show is not as good as The Lion King. Probably not even in the same league as The Lion King.
At least not visually.
Right.
Like, I don't know. My thing with this show is that I kind of feel like, as far as like the movie on stage adaptations go, it kind of gave the least new material, or maybe that's not
memorable new material.
Or at least, like, say, with Beauty and the Beast, you get some good new character stuff. Lion King, you get the visuals. This kind of felt more movie on stage.
I hear ya. Yeah, it does kind of have.
I mean, honestly, if I rank this low in times, like, it's not necessarily out of dislike. It's just kind of more default.
Well, it's like the Pixar, it's hard to rank Pixar movies, right? Because they're all so good. Most of them.
I mean, it's not like say Rent, where it's like I have problems with it. It's kind of more just maybe indifferent isn't the right word, but
I hear you.
That's me.
That's me. And I don't want to take your experience away from you. I'm sorry. I definitely did get some indifference out of this thing in the second act, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just talk through the characters, because I think that's probably going to be the easiest way to go through this. Okay, I'm gonna credit the people that were in this. Of course, I'm sure you haven't heard of many of them, but whatever. I just want to give credit where credit's due. Kala. I think Kala is by far the best character in this, at least in the version I saw. The acting was spectacular. The facial reactions, the moments of grief. There's this haunting moment, like right at the beginning, where she loses the baby gorilla, and she's just like on the stage, just like howling and crying. Oh man. Yeah, and this woman, her name is Shauna Earman, and she's actually Scottish. She came from the University of Scotland, and just a fantastic performance, Monkey. Just
sounds amazing.
Yeah, and like I said, since I was up so close to the stage, there's moments in the show. What?
Not just
Yeah. I'm just saying, there's moments in the show where like the apes get up like super close to the edge of the stage, and I was especially feeling that with Kala. Like every time Kala would come up to the edge of the stage, like of course, yeah, obviously, like it's it's like the magic of theater, right? Like it's someone in a costume, but just the way that the lighting is hitting them, the way that their costume is presented, the way that they're naturally moving themselves, it's just like, yeah, that's an ape. It's magic. It really is. It kind of gave me a similar vibe to when I was in the same room as Gonzo. It was just like, oh man, this is freaking spectacular. But yeah, Kala, just in terms of the character, I mean, I don't want to turn, like, I'm mostly focusing on the performances over the story arc, because I mean, we all know the basic story, right?
Yeah.
But I do really like how they expanded on her relationship with Kerchak, and we'll get to Kerchak. I think I think they did a good job of kind of streamlining the origin story with Tarzan. I like the whole side story of her kind of like going off to live with Tarzan during his upbringing. I thought that was a nice little addition to the story. I don't know. Like I said, mostly with Kala, I just want to highlight just, Shauna Ehrman, just absolutely spectacular actress. Easily, I would say the actor who played Turk kind of stole the show, but that's kind of like a role that's meant, like Turk is kind of like the genie, right? It's like, it's kind of meant to be a role that's a show stealer.
Oh, did you like that Turk is a male?
Yes, I did like that. We'll get to that. But
yeah, we'll get to that.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, with Kala, like I said, it's just the acting, like the combination of like, it wasn't even like, of course, when she did her line delivery, it was all really good. She sang really well, you'll be in my heart. She nailed that. But it was more the subtle looks that really got me. Like, like the moments where she'd be like off on the side of the stage, like just like kind of like taking in the situation and taking in like what it means for Tarzan. That was the stuff that really, I think probably the most powerful moment for me with Kala was when she meets Jane. Because there's just, so much, there's just this mix of like confusion and fear and also pride in her face. You know what I mean? It's great. I mean, and again, this is all like subjective to the performance I saw and the production I saw. It doesn't seem like some of the moments I saw resonated as much for you, but that's the theater for you.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it was a while ago, so
of course. Okay, you want to move on to Kerchak?
All right.
Okay, Kerchak. Oh man, I always love Kerchak from the movie. I think this guy, Monkey, you were mentioning kind of the additions. I think while his story and his arc remains very much the same, I think they went a long way in the stage adaptation to pun not intended, to humanize Kerchak a lot more than they did in the movie. Whereas like in the movie, the guy was just kind of like a dick until the last 10 minutes, and then you feel sympathy for him because, spoiler alert, he dies. In the play, I love this whole, they much more emphasize the reluctant father element with Kerchak in the show than I think they did in the movie. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, like I was listening to the Broadway recording, to the cast recording before coming on, and yeah, like he had that one song, the one sort of kind of, yeah, he had that one song where he was like, no, he has to go, like that. Like that definitely seemed like a good addition.
Yeah, I there's this moment that I can only describe as him being like a more harsh Bagheera. Where he's leading, he's leading the man cub away from the tribe for the good of the tribe and for the good of Tarzan. You know what I mean? But he's just being more harsh about it than Bagheera would be. But he's still trying to be fatherly. That's what I love about the Kerchak in this thing. Not to say I don't love the Kerchak in the Disney movie, because I really do. But I just think there's such a... And again, with the moments of him, like, standing on rocks and just watching the situation play out and just the looks on his face, that's Monkey, I'm like in love with the fucking. This is like my Avenue Q, right? I'm just like, oh my god, the theater. Oh, it's so good.
I don't know if Q's the best example, but yeah.
Well, I'm just saying Avenue
Or do you
Q
mean as a
because-
gateway?
Yeah, as a gateway, of course,
Okay.
of course, yeah. No, because after this, I mean, Monkey, like, come on now, I've got this program, right? And oh my god, on the back of this program, Hunchback.
Yeah.
Next year, baby, next year. Can't wait.
Yeah, I wonder if anyone from this will be in that.
I'm hoping that I'm hoping they will be.
Yeah.
Going through the program, it definitely seems like a lot of people that were in this were also in like other Spreckles productions. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's kind of like a rotating like repertoire of actors that do these things in this particular theater.
Yeah, it sounds like from what you're saying about this one, it sounds like they would do Hunchback well.
I think they would do Hunchback well. I have a lot of confidence in Hunchback. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing, of course, is that I don't, I doubt that I'd get like the pure version with like the death guy playing Quasimodo and then the gargoyle. I mean, it'd be spectacular if I could.
That might have been more like that one version Garrett saw, but
of course, right.
Because like the version I saw didn't have that.
I think it was just for that one specific actor, but yeah,
something like that.
Anyways, yeah, not too much to say about Kerchak. Like I said, I do think out of all the characters in the film, hold on, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all the characters in the film that got kind of beefed up, I definitely think Kerchak was a really, really good role. Really strong, really good storyline. It hit the same beats of the storyline in the movie, but just did it in a much more emotional way.
Okay.
So, okay.
It sounds kind of like what they did with the Beast, same story beats, but they definitely developed him.
Yeah, totally. I could totally see that. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's move on, just in kind of going chronologically here. Let's move on to Young Turk and Young Tarzan.
Okay, so did they have a separate actor as Young Turk?
Yeah, they had a separate actor as Young Turk, yes.
Okay. Like when I thought it was just the same guy the entire time.
Really?
Like, I didn't even know it was supposed to be a Young Turk until like I found the script somewhere online and it says Young Turk.
Yeah, Young Turk. I don't know. It was. I don't have much to say because they're not. They just have that one song. What is
Who Better
it?
Than Me?
Yeah, right. Which
Yeah.
I think is one of the best new songs in the production. By the way, I really
sounds
like
like a nice score with. I mean, an exception here or there, but yeah.
We'll get the exceptions are mostly in Act 2. We'll get there.
Yeah, like one in particular.
But yeah, Turk was a lot of fun. Let me see. I'm trying to think of what to talk about with the kid characters. I don't know. I just thought they showed the aging progression very well with Tarzan. I will admit, I'm not sure if this is like this in every production, but young Tarzan was played by like a 13-year-old girl in this, which was kind of
I'm pretty
weird.
sure that's not the case in every production.
Yeah. I mean, I got to admit that took me a little while to, to get behind because I'm like, okay, like, yeah, sure. It wasn't that weird. It was just kind of like, for a moment, like your brain had to adjust to it, right? Let's see. And then also Turk was again another little girl who turns into a big fat man.
I remember when I saw Les Mis on tour, young Eponine grew up to become black.
There you go. It's the theater, folks. It's the theater. I don't know. I thought the little girl that played Young Turk in particular was really, really energetic in that song. Like, I wish that she would have had more to do in the production because I could tell she was like really into it. And according to the program, it's her first professional production. So, yeah, I don't know. I just, she kind of stood out. Like I said, because I liked that song and I liked the Turk character. So, yeah, it was a good turn. And then, of course, young Tarzan has that. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna check the program.
This is only your program.
I know, right? I believe the song is "I Need to Know," and
Sounds right.
And that's when he's like singing by the water, and then Kala comes to comfort him. That's really nice.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we get Son of Man, which was a great sequence, probably the most memorable song in the film besides You Will Be in My Heart. This is where we get, the transition from young Turk to Turk, and then Tarzan, young Tarzan to Tarzan. It's done in a very similar way. Like, basically, how they do the transition is I'm sure this is similar to the one you saw, like how they usually do it is, like Tarzan, young Tarzan will swing on the vine, and then older Tarzan will swing back around on the vine, right?
That's probably what they did.
Yeah, and then with Turk, the only thing they do with Turk is that Turk's kind of like on a lower vine, and Turk also like swings out and then swings up with with the different actor. But Turk, it's just really funny because again, it goes from like a little girl to this, this big hefty Latino man to playing Turk. But it worked, man. It totally worked, and I absolutely want to give props to this guy because he was delightful. Let's see.
If I may, this sounds a lot like how Simba ages in Lion King.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah,
it's like young Simba runs off and adult Simba swings in on a vine.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, the guy who played adult Turk is Scotty Woodard. And, oh, man, this guy just, like I said, Kala was probably the overall best performance with the most emotional nuance. This guy just had so much energy to him, though. Very, very much shades of Jack Black. I kind of get the feeling that that's sort of how the role was written. I don't know that for sure. It's just definitely the vibe I got from it. No, just Turk is so much fun. Such
kind of maybe more of like, I don't know, seaweed from Hairspray.
I'm not familiar with Hairspray. I've only seen that movie once.
Okay. Okay, if I may, like, let's say maybe more of like wisecracking black friend.
All right. Fair enough. Okay, let's see. I'm kind of going through both the characters and the song, so excuse me. I don't know. A song I really did like was, and not so much the song itself, but the staging of the song I thought was spectacular. Was Waiting for This Moment, the Jane song, like the intro to Jane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Monkey, in your version, was it like all the flowers?
Yeah, like flowers and such. It was like people dressed as flowers.
Oh my god, that was. I think that stole the show production wise. I mean, not as much as like the opening reveal of the stage and everything, of course, but right up there, man, because they had some really elaborate flower costumes.
Okay, I'd just like to check. So in your production, was it like Jane was almost killed by the plant life?
Yes.
Okay. I'm guessing that's a change they made like somewhere in like post Broadway, like when it was in the Netherlands or whatever, or when it was being
what was it before?
So on Broadway, I think she got caught in the web of a giant spider.
Oh god. Oh. You know what's funny about that, Monkey? Those were like two of my biggest fears: carnivorous plants and giant fucking spiders. And yes, the carnivorous plant, even though it was clearly just a guy in the costume, did kind of freak me out. Because it was creepy, man. It was like, it was like the arms were like slowly wrapping around Jane, like.
Oh, yeah. I think when I saw it, might have been like a bunch of, the plant people surrounding her, getting closer.
Right, I can see that. Okay, now. Oh, I hate to be negative, but I have to bring up the weak links in the cast, and unfortunately, it's the leads. Of course, this is just the version I saw. This doesn't apply to, like, obviously. Yeah, I don't know. Jane and Tarzan, they just didn't feel like they had a lot of chemistry with each other, just natural chemistry, you know what I mean? It all felt very kind of like, oh, we're supposed to be in love, it felt very stilted, you know what I mean? B, not great singers. Especially Tarzan. Yeah, Tarzan kind of sucked.
Oh. And their names were. I kid.
No.
How about like say the way? So like, was it just the acting? Was it any way with how they were written?
No, it was everything. I mean, I think how they were written was honestly fine. I mean, I think if anything, it stuck a little too close to the movie. Like that would have been something I kind of wish would have been expanded on a little more. Yeah. But no, my main problem was a combination of the singing, the acting, and the blocking, which is a terrible combination. That's like all the things you need in a performance. You know what I mean? Yeah. Look, I hate to be harsh because I can, they were obviously trying very hard. I'm sure they're very talented people. Jane was honestly more just bland. You know what I mean? She was just kind of standard, like, I have a British accent. I'm in love with Tarzan. Tarzan was like, God damn it, he was trying. Bless his heart, he was trying.
Fair enough.
I also think the way that the Tarzan character is written in the second act is a little awkward. The way that he like sings in the ape dialect and then communicates with Jane and kind of flips back and forth. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Or
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. It just, I don't know. Like, I understand where they were going with it. It just didn't really flow naturally for me on stage, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking maybe in the hands of a better actor, it would have been better. Like, it would have been more natural. But I don't know. It's weird because I kind of got that same sort of vibe just listening to the soundtrack album as well. How it's a little disconnected.
I wasn't crazy about the Tarzan on the cast album.
What?
Yeah, I wasn't that crazy about the Tarzan.
Right? I wasn't either. It's just a hard role, I guess. I don't know. And
it's like otherwise I'm like listening to others and it's like, yeah, these seem like good casting choices, like with like Kala and Kerchak and Porter. Turk.
Yeah. But like physically, the guy looks like fucking great as Tarzan. You know what I mean? I mean, he's got the look down. He even has like the naturally long hair, like it's not a wig or anything, So that, like, it adds to the authenticity, I guess. But I feel so bad because, like I said, I'm sure. Hold on, I'm not going to say the guy's name, but I want to check his other credits. I mean, yeah, he was Roger and Rent, for God's sakes. That's my favorite.
Now I have the image. Okay, now I have the image of Adam Pascal swinging around in a loincloth.
Oh God. Oh man. Let's see. He was Rooster Hannigan in Annie. That's about it. Roger from Rent and Rooster and also in a production of Peter Pan and Midsummer Night's Dream.
Okay.
And these are actually just his favorite roles. So like I said, the guy's got a career, right? Like, it's not like he's some poor schmuck that they just pulled off the street. It's just, I don't know. I just, like...
You Tarzan, me casting director. Me casting director, you Tarzan.
It's weird, man. And I also don't necessarily think the communication, like, English thing worked. That is something that I feel like the stage play didn't do as well as the movie. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because I feel like in the stage play, it's less of a gradual thing, Tarzan learning English, and it's more just like through most of the second act, he's not talking English at all, except for like Tarzan, Jane, like very minute things. And then like suddenly by the end of the second act, he's pretty much fluently speaking English. Like, I get that it's supposed to be like the passage of time and everything. It's just, again, maybe with I hate to say it, maybe with a better actor, it would have been more convincing. I don't know. Again, man, I feel terrible trashing on these people. I really do. And like I said, Jane she was fine. She was totally serviceable. It was just like, it was nothing special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just like, okay, yeah, that's Jane. That's pretty much par for the course of what the Jane character should be. I got it. Okay, let's talk about some people in the Jane Porter camp. Let's go to Snidely Whiplash himself. Clayton. Oh man, this guy was so much fun. Just
I get a feeling he was a better Clayton than I had.
Probably. Actor's name is Jeremy Barrick, just to give him some credit. Let's see.
If I may, I remember when I saw it was sort of weird. Like, I found it sort of weird. I mean, I get it, but it was sort of like, oh, so Porter and Clayton don't show up until Act 2.
Yeah, that is kind of bizarre. I mean, you hear Clayton's gun in Act 1. That's about it.
Yeah. Which, I mean, makes sense story-wise, but then it's kind of like, those two guys just sitting around backstage for an entire act.
Okay, let me see. Right, I hear you. So let's see. He was Chef Louie in The Little Mermaid.
Oh, nice. Oh, God, yes.
Let's see. He was in Chicago. He was in Kiss Me, Kate. Also Annie. Was in
Chicago?
Yeah, the same Clayton. Yeah.
What?
What?
Does it say who he was in Chicago?
Oh no, it doesn't.
Oh,
sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like a lot of these people have been in productions of Annie. I don't know, man. It's just there's just a certain way in which this actor just delivered his lines that I can't really like replicate or fully like describe. It was just so fun and cartoony and over the top. You know what I mean?
Sounds like your guy was better.
Yeah. Like, I mean, of course, like he did like all these things like with enunciation, you know, like I don't quite remember. I wish I had the script in front of me, but there were a lot of jokes about how he'd like, you know, like he'd say certain words like super seriously, and then Tarzan would mock him about it and stuff like that.
Did he have any sort of romantic interest in Jane?
Not that I could tell.
Okay, yeah, I'm guessing that's another thing that got changed around licensing or Netherlands, because I guess he did on Broadway. Oh,
that's weird. Oh no, I didn't get.
Well, how about his demise?
Disappointing. I mean,
I know, right? It's just like, oh, what's going on here? Oh my, what a tragedy! Don't worry, Tarzan. I see that he's.
Okay, look.
I'll see that he's punished properly and severely. Well, okay, he's in the brig.
On the plus side of that, I'm trying to be positive here, Monkey.
Go on. Yeah.
Spoiler alert, I thought the death of Kerchak was very effective. It kind of came out of nowhere. It was a shocker moment. It was one of those things like, of course I knew it was going to happen. I didn't know it was going to happen that soon into the final moments, into the final scenes,
Mm-hmm.
And so when it happened, I was like, oh, and of course I'm sitting there, and the actors are like right in front of me. As I said, this woman playing Kala is just transcendent, and she's just breaking down.
Oh my God.
Like snot. I'm talking like Anne Hathaway, like snot fucking rolling down her face,
God, I wish I could see this production.
And, and so it was, yeah, that was a moment. I will agree, though.
I wonder, would I have felt differently about the show if I'd seen yours?
I think you might have, man. I think you really might have.
Like, the people I knew in the production, I watched this, and they're like, hey!
I will say that when Tarzan and Clayton got into the fight, I was like,
oh, yeah,
okay.
I love that bit when it was like, oh, you don't even know how that works.
Yeah, that was fun.
That is one of the best. That's like one of the things, like, it's like the standout positive things for me were like that and the You'll Be in My Heart reprise.
You'll Be in My Heart reprise was fantastic. I'll agree with you.
Oh, yeah.
There. Yeah.
That was like a standout moment.
That was like one of the few ballads in the second act that really worked. I'll say that much.
Like, mm-hmm.
Okay, let me see. Kind of going through the rest of the rest of the characters. Yeah. Porter, sure.
Yeah.
He was fun. Not really a ton to say about him. Again, I think he was more memorable than Jane, but it was kind of still in that sort of just like serviceable role. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like it wasn't like super standout. Like, oh my God, the guy playing Porter. But
I mean, maybe it could vary depending on who's playing him. Like Ken Page played him once.
Oh,
the voice of yeah. Like I could see the guy who played him on Broadway being good, like being a good choice.
I'm not saying this guy was bad by any stretch. I'm just saying like
the
he was serviceable. Yeah.
Curious, did it throw you off a bit that he didn't stay at the end?
I honestly didn't really notice that he didn't stay.
Yeah, it was like Jane was the only one to come back.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
I remember when I saw it, I was like, "Wait, Porter doesn't stay with them?"
I guess so. I was like just kind of caught up in it, so I wasn't really paying attention to the finer details. Oh, one more thing about Clayton. Just when Tarzan and him are having that duel, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, there's no fucking way they're gonna like do the hanging death on the vines, right? There's no way. That's not happening. But I wanted something, man. I wanted maybe Clayton's own gun to go off and shoot him or something like that.
God.
I don't know. Maybe that would have been too violent. I certainly understand the practicality of hanging someone from the vine on stage.
Yeah.
It would be a very tough stunt to pull off, but
unless or they somehow were able to do it like with a dummy or something.
Or like with a shadow effect or something like that. Yeah. But I don't know. You're right. It's just the fact that he's just in the brig. Like that's his
like
device.
It's just like I said, like Porter comes in like, "Ooh, what's this? What's going on here? Oh, what a tragedy! Don't worry, Tarzan. I'll see that he's properly punished severely."
Okay. Let's see. I guess the only two other characters that are very minor, but I kind of want to get into is the crew with the
Snipes?
Porters. What?
Like a Clayton's right-hand man, Snipes?
Yes. I did not know his name, but yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mostly just like these guys. There was another guy with him too. I'm not sure if that's in every production, the fact that there's two right-hand men. But
I think it's usually just Snipes. But...
Okay. Well, I was different. What can I say? But they have this really fun thing where during the intermission, you see the two henchmen kind of setting up the camp, right? And they're doing like this little comedy act, they're kind of like just bartering, just like kind of bantering with each other about the meticulous details about how they're setting up the camp, right?
This sounds like an exclusive for your production, but yeah.
Probably, but it paid off so well when the second act starts, right? And after you're sitting there for like 10 minutes listening to these idiots go on and on about like what stuff should be in what position, boom, trash in the camp, tons of energy, all the gorillas are coming out from the aisles.
Yeah.
Turk is just having a ball. Everything from the camp is just getting thrown all around the theater. Oh.
Wait, all around the theater?
God. Yeah.
Like the actual auditorium?
Yes. I'm talking like it was like fucking Rocky Horror, man. It was that level. Yeah.
Oh my.
It was great. It was, oh God. That's probably got to be like definitely the act openers were the spectacular parts of the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the jungle reveal and then just trashing the camp was just, it was like everything I was hoping it would be and more. So much better
than the
debris
version. Did any debris fall near you?
What?
Did like any of the
it was mostly like confetti and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like they had like, like they'd rip open suitcases and like throw confetti out of the suitcases and stuff like that. So really it was more kind of just like abstract mess, right? But still it was, oh God, it was so fun.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's just like such a burst of energy, and it's like a great setup. And then later on, the two guys who were setting up the camp like come back and they're just like fuming, like they're having this little routine as dialogue's going on, so they're just doing it in the background, Really good stuff. Okay, let's see. To be honest with you, I kind of felt like The Strangers Like Me was a little rushed. I don't know why. It just like, for a song that's that important to Tarzan's development, it just sort of felt like, okay, here's a song. There's a song. It happened.
Okay, so is that all the characters you wanted to talk about?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like accepting Tantor, of course.
Well, yeah, Tantor, obviously did not make the transition, sure.
No. Yeah, I guess they're like, comes to elephants on Broadway, Phantom has the monopoly. Phantom and Lion King, like they have some agreement that okay, only 2 shows at a time on Broadway can have elephants, and we're gonna give it to Phantom and Lion King.
Well, Les Mis has like the elephant statues, right?
That's not in the show.
Oh, that's on the show. Okay,
No.
my bad. My bad.
I mean, it's possible I'm forgetting an elephant, but yeah, because like Aladdin doesn't have the elephant.
The DCA one did. God damn it!
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you? I think I probably.
Okay, maybe Lion King takes that spot because that has an elephant in the aisles,
yeah.
but whatever.
I think I've probably told you this before, but there was actually an unplanned intermission at the DCA one time that I went because they couldn't get the elephant to work. And so it was like right after Aladdin escapes the Cave of Wonders, and the the lights come up, and it's like, we're sorry for the inconvenience. The Hyperion Theater. I'm sure I've told you this before.
Yeah,
the Hyperion Theater must take a 15-minute intermission due to technical issues. So that was weird. And then I remember as everyone was like walking out of the theater, you could see the fucking elephant just like in the stairway.
That would be funny if Tantor was in this, but it was just like some fake prop, and then it would and then it would be like Phantom, like they spin it around and you see the stagehands inside it snacking on bread.
right. God. All right, Monkey. I think I'm about done. I just want to go over some of these songs. I like all the reprises. I like Who Better Than Me, the reprise. That's really good, and You'll Be in My Heart. Let's see. Okay, now for the stuff that I really don't like. Really don't like the song Like No Man I've Seen. Really don't like For the First Time.
Yeah, For the First Time, that's the one where it's both of them singing, right?
Yeah.
That was probably like the low point of the show.
Oh God, yeah. Because
I was listening to it earlier, and at one point I'm like, they're still going?
right. Like it's like these bad songs are kind of spliced in between good songs. Like No Man I've Seen comes right after Trash in the Camp, and then For the First Time comes right after Strangers Like Me. And Like No Man I've Seen, again, much like everything about the Jane Porter in this, it wasn't bad. It was just like kind of forgettable and bland. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's see, and then Everything I Am. I'll admit that has some good staging to it, where it's basically Tarzan and young Tarzan up in the treehouse, kind of, it's a good scene. My problem with it is that by that point in Act 2, I was so over these ballads. I mean, I'm not even kidding, man. I was just like, another ballad, really? Like, it's good staging, and it's probably the best of the 3 ballads in the second act. But it's still just like another ballad. Like that.
I'm reminded of like in the Grinch musical, there's a moment where like Cindy Lou Who has a solo, and the Grinch like goes, "Oh no, it's a ballad."
Where are you, Christmas? Why can't I find you?
Honestly, I think the musical predates the movie.
Does it really? Nice.
Yeah,
Okay, anyways, let's see, just going through, I really do like Sure as Sun Turns to Moon, the Kala and Kerchak duet. That's also the, they kind of pull an I'll Cover You with the dying reprise. You like that reference? You like that reference, Monkey?
Oh, I love that reference.
Awesome. I'm so happy you like that reference. Okay.
That's like one of the best things in that show.
Oh no, God! Oh, absolutely, best song in the show, I think.
Yeah, from what you're saying, it sounds like the reprise would have been amazing. Like
it was.
Sun Turns to Moon.
It was, yeah. Because, like I said, the woman playing Kala was just like the most fucking heartbreaking actress I've ever seen on stage, and I haven't seen much stage acting, but this was just like so far above anything else I'd ever seen. No offense to any of the people that were in your production. I'm sure they're all very talented people. Especially the guy who played Benny. I still remember him. He was a lot of fun. But anyways.
Yeah, the guy playing the man sucked.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Well, that would be physically impossible for me to do, I think.
I bet that guy doesn't even do drugs in real life. What a poser.
Yeah, what a poser.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, sure, all actors are technically posers. It's their job.
Okay, anyways, I'm just about wrapping up here, Monkey. So overall, just my final thoughts on the show. I definitely think Act 1 is better than Act 2. It's one of those, I believe we've had this conversation before, Monkey, where, like, at least for me, a lot of the theater stuff that I'm engaged in, like, I think Rent's first act is so much better than the second act. You know, like, it's not even close. I think Rent's first act is put together so, like, it's got that great narrative of being the one night, you know what I mean? Whereas Rent's second act is just like, hey, we're here, and then we're here, and then we're here. And I don't know. I just and Hamilton as well. Like, I'll see how I feel about Hamilton when I actually see it. But
yeah, and
you know,
like,
listening
like,
to the, what?
I mean, like, I'm so, like, used to the first act of Hamilton, I guess, but
I guess that's the thing. Yeah, like, listening to the album, it's like, I think all the big kind of, like, showstoppers are in the first act.
like, with an exception or two, like Rumor It Happens.
Of course, sure.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just kind of like this, like, you know more about this than I do, Monkey. Is that just kind of the standard for Broadway, where the most of the big showstoppers you get out of the way in the first act, and then in the second act you might have, like, one or two showstoppers, a couple ballads, and then, like, maybe a couple reprises?
I'm not sure about that. I'm sure that definitely applies to various shows.
Of course.
I don't know if I can say that's, like, a huge pattern.
I got you. Right. It's just something I've observed over the years as the half of a theater geek that I am. I want to remind you, I am not a full theater geek like yourself. So,
hell, there's still a ton of stuff I haven't seen. So,
right. Well, you've seen way more than me, though. Way more than me.
Okay.
Oh man. Okay. I guess the only other thing I have to talk about, and I probably should have brought this up earlier, I'm not sure how I feel about the offstage singing. I'm really not. Like, I get the effect they're going for. It's nice. It's just like, obviously that was kind of the flaw with Phil Collins in Disney movies. It's like, I'm gonna sing the emotion that you're supposed to be feeling right now. And, like, granted, it doesn't ever get nearly as bad as, like, say, the Brother Bear scene, for example. But I mean, that is just like, come on. But what were they thinking with that? But you know, it still is a little distracting. I mean, I kind of got used to it, but I've got to admit, when the first song started and, like, the first lyrics came up, I was like, what? Who's singing?
Wait, so, like, it wasn't the dad?
It was not the dad. No, it was an off.
When I saw the dad sing the first lines, but
I don't know what to tell you. It was.
Like, I think on Broadway on Broadway the opening song was a voiceover of adult Tarzan. So.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, either way, it was an interesting. It was an interesting stage. You know, it was an interesting staging device. Like, by the end of the show, I got completely used to it. It just took me a couple minutes to, like, wrap my head around it. And, yeah, that's about all I have to say. As I said, the two big wow moments for me were the reveal of the complete set, which was just, oh my God, Monkey. That gave me flashbacks to, like, going on Pirates of the Caribbean or something like that. You know what I mean? Just like, oh wow, there's so much to look at. And then, of course, as I laid it out, Trash in the Camp, spectacular, so much energy. And then I guess I'll throw in Kerchak's death, just for the staging of it and how close I was to the actors and how freaking heartbreaking the acting was in that moment. So those were, like, the three main highlights for me.
But yeah, sounds like you had a pretty good time.
I had a wonderful time with this thing, man. Like I said, there's too many ballads in the second act. That's my big complaint with it. By the time it got around to the third ballad, I was like, okay. I'm terribly sorry, Monkey. There's one more thing that I will be remiss if I don't mention, all right?
Of course.
So you know the moment in the Disney movie where he steps out of the treehouse in his father's suit?
Yeah.
I was disappointed when we were at the treehouse with Kala and that didn't happen. But then I was so happy to see him walk out in the suit in front of Jane. I was like, yes, they did it. They did Tarzan in the suit. I'm sorry. That was just like a very like, cause that was such a striking moment to me in the original movie. You know what I mean? Like seeing this guy as this ape man for so long, and then the visual contrast of seeing him in that suit. I'm glad they reproduced that moment for stage. I thought that worked out really well. All right, Monkey, any final thoughts you have, or maybe even like any kind of like comparisons or notes from this version you saw?
I don't know. It's just kind of like what I said. It's like I don't really dislike the show. It's just not a standout for me, I guess.
I hear you. I hear you.
But
I mean, I'm sure once I see more, that's like, this is just the wow factor of me seeing my first professional Disney show for the first time, you know. So.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you had such a great time. I don't want to take that away from you. So.
Of course, yeah. And I totally acknowledge there's flaws with this thing. I totally can see why it wasn't a big hit on Broadway.
It lasted a year actually, so.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't like a Lion King or even a Mary Poppins.
No. I'm sure I'll have a funny thing or two to discuss with the Broadway one whenever we finally get Disney Theatricals.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, Monkey, because this is kind of a
holdover.
Yeah, like, shall we say, an appetizer for the Disney Theatricals podcast that we've been teasing for like literal years at this point.
Probably.
Okay. And also, Monkey, I want to congratulate you for being the official first new video on our new channel, our new home. Yeah. Yeah. Of course, I'm recording this right now from the Tyler Linder channel, but folks, we are going to be moving, and if you're watching this, you're probably watching this on the channel already. Our new channel is going to be called Tiki Club 32. Do you like that? Tiki Club 32? So you got my name in there. You got you got kind of like the Tiki Club, but then you got the 33, but it's not 33, it's 32. What? Tiki Club 32. I think that rolls off the tongue. I think it's professional. I think it's memorable. I like that branding. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
All right. So in the meantime, I am Tiki, and I am a half a theater geek.
I'm Monkey, and I'm a full theater geek.
And together we're 2.5.
One and a
half theater geeks. Geeks, 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 geeks.